Now recording. So, hey everybody, it's me, /Boosh, your friend. I don't know about your best friend, but you know, we're pretty well off acquaintances. I'm DMing another session of Outcast song where the group has split up. But before we get on to that, I'm gonna be DMing this session. I'm joined by my good friend Posie.
Hello.
And my good friend Tom.
Hello.
That hurt to say. Anyway, they're playing Shava and Bubbles, and let's just get to it. Starting the scene here. You guys were heading straight towards Tower Shadowwald. And you were getting closer and closer, but never actually getting any closer. Boy, it feels like you were flying for 5 hours and haven't gotten any closer to this tower. You've tried teleporting. It doesn't seem to work. And at this point, the wizards on board have figured that there is a bit of a ward around the tower preventing anyone from getting close to it right now. Because fuel is running low for the airship, they decide to make a stop in the nearby desert town of Plexi, as the city of mirrors and glass, just for a bit of refueling and R&R before tackling Tower Shadowwald. And here we are. It's beautiful, isn't it? All the buildings are almost invisible due to the funhouse nature of this place and also being in a desert. So everything is incredibly bright here, which is really Shava, by the way, due to that pesky sunlight sensitivity.
Oh gosh, okay.
But don't worry.
Are the buildings like super hot? Because
the outside of them are. The inside, less so.
Okay.
So
something about the property. So it's not like they're like greenhouses.
Yeah. So, most of the outside of the buildings here are mirror instead of just glass. So light is just bouncing around everywhere.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So just state of the ship. Crew members are just, cleaning up, refueling, delivering off cargo. Adria and her good friend Clara have run off somewhere, probably to study how to break the ward that's surrounding Tower Shadowwald. Or they could be doing gay stuff. I don't know. We'll figure that out in Ash's episode. Naroa is on a very angry phone call at the moment. And Dice is currently painting a landscape right now, so he's a bit busy. As for Show is pretty far deep asleep. So, what are you two doing? While on the ship right now.
I'm going to go around asking if anybody knows a way past the ward.
Connar is currently drafting up ideas right now, and he's like, if I come up with an idea, I will let you know, Shava.
I ask him if there's anything that we could get him that would help.
Honestly, if you can find some arcane parchment that I can use to make scrolls out of, that would be very useful. Jewelry is also pretty useful. Can be some spells can be stored into jewels, so that could be useful. And then Evo speaks up. Hey, if you got if you find food, like a good place to eat, let me know. I'm fucking starved. And I'm tired of rations. It's way too fucking hot out there.
Okay. So, in that case, Shava, do you want to go into town?
I think so. We should ask O'Connor if he knows where we should start looking.
Well, I would assume that we could probably find like a magic shop. I mean, you said this place is close to the tower, so they've probably been here before, right?
You can ask him.
Yeah, we'll ask him. Just like about give us some information about what this town actually is. If there's anything that we should look for.
So you go over and ask him. He looks at you. I have not actually visited the city of Plexi before. I know that they are known for their glass and mirror making. They have, exporting a lot of glass, just due to, the rich sand deposit around here. If it's made out of glass, then you'll find it here in Plexi. As for magic, I'm not sure. Once again, I have not been here. Also, try not to leave the city walls. There are giant scorpions that tend to, dwell outside the walls. Here,
I ask if they're poisonous.
They are, but they are about the size of a house.
So, Bubbles turns to Shava, and she says, maybe we should hunt some of these scorpions. What do you think?
Shava smirks himself, so that sounds like fun.
Okay, so we leave because he doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
What can I roll to look around? I want to just ask people I guess the thing that would make the most sense is that for us to go to near the exit to the city, and that there's probably people that are guards for caravans coming in and out. And they would probably have the best information about how to fight the scorpions. So what do you think, Shava?
That sounds good.
All right. I think that's the plan then. We go into town, and we go towards wherever one of the nearest exits to town is.
All right. So as you're walking through town, you sort of pass through a bazaar where glass sword, you can't see the glass so pure you can't see the blade. Incredible, right? Glass sword.
I look at him and I say, wouldn't it just break?
No, this is plexiglass sword. The strongest of glass.
Can I want to roll an insight into this guy to see if he's just trying to go after me, the fact that I'm a tourist.
Sure, roll me insight.
I got a 26.
Not only is you are a dime a dozen to him, literally you're dimes in his mind. He's kind of a swindler as well, as you notice that he only just has a hilt and that there is no actual blade.
Um. So like I like reach out to where the blade is, and I kind of like wave my hand back and forth.
Incredible strength! You broke it! Wow! You're a strong warrior. I must find my best sword for you. And he pulls out.
Does he come back with with
another
hilt?
With a more ornate hilt. Truly, a warrior such as yourself would have the 500 shiny to put down for this immaculate weapon.
I do the same thing.
Oh, you can't break through this one. It is too powerful.
Does my hand still just go through it, though?
Yes.
Okay. I turn to Shava and I say, I'm sorry for wasting our time. Please.
It's been very amusing.
So you can tell who isn't a local and who is a local here very easily. The non-locals have sort of normal desert attire, while the locals. This town was founded by O'Connor forgot to mention this earlier. By the Ored, a group of genie folk who are based off Earth genies. They started the town, and other folk have come to make this place their home. However, you can tell who's a yokel and a local and who's not a local. The locals tend to have their attire based off of the glass industry here. Mm-hmm. Some of them have like reflective tarps as clothing, glass skirts and scarves. So all sorts of shiny. As you walk through the bazaar here, there's like glass jewelry for sale. Looks like diamonds is not diamonds, but probably better looking, honestly. Glass top. It is a top made of glass, completely see-through. Only for bravest customers.
I don't know. I'm trying to like think if there's like something cool made out of glass that I would be interested in getting. But I don't know.
Glass shoes. One size fits all.
Or else. Is there any like shop that looks like it sells like magic glassware?
That would probably be in someone's special inventory, and you would have to ask around.
Like, is there any like obvious like cult shop or like something? I'm looking like crystal balls.
We use like a contact.
There is a crystal ball depot.
I asked them if any of these are magic or if they're just for design.
Magic. I'll tell you right now, kid. The magic is how spherical these bad boys are. Pristine, clear crystal balls right here. Yeah, but there's some in the back that are magic.
What do they do? I ask.
So you ever heard of a sending stone?
Those are just the cell phones that we have, right?
Yeah.
I say yes.
Well, these were the prototype for those.
So I should just go and buy a sending stone. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't get a lot.
Have I walked into like a Radio Shack with only stuff from the 90s?
Yeah, no.
That's what's happened.
But here's what the crystal balls do better than sending stones. If you're lucky, instead of calling the person you intended on calling, you'll call a spirit. or someone who has recently died.
Oh no, we have Ugluk for that. We leave.
No, wait. I got a crystal ball snowman. I made it myself.
Ask him how much.
100 shiny.
I leave.
No, the 50, okay.
No, I leave.
God damn it.
So Bubbles walks back up to Shava and is like, I'm sorry for wasting our time. Is there anything you want to look for?
I don't think nothing glass related interests me.
Okay. So we go we go to where the nearest gate to leave the city is.
Alright. Town.
I just assumed that they had walls. Is this actually a walled city?
It is a walled city. It's more of a town, if anything, but navigating the city is a lot harder than you thought, mostly due to Shava keeps wandering off in the wrong direction every so often, just due to being blind, and the fact that you are in a city of mirrors.
Yeah, I'm assuming that actually the city probably counters most of my abilities, because I don't think I can climb up mirrors. And
maybe we should look for sunglasses or something.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, do they have sunglasses?
Yes.
Ones that would negate sunlight sensitivity?
Yes. So there is get your spectacles here. Big eyes, one eye, more than one eye. We have glasses for you. Hate the sun and God and the gods themselves. We have glasses to block your view from them. Can I help you? Can I help you, ladies?
I'm gonna ask them how much they are.
For what? Is there any kind of glasses you're looking for? Glasses to see through someone's soul?
Oh, how much are those?
Those are 1,000 shiny, but here, try them on. He puts them on you, and he points you towards Bubbles. And Bubbles
black.
isn't there anymore. Bubbles is.
I was gonna say it's just pitch black.
God. No, it lets you see through people's souls. So Bubbles isn't there anymore. In fact, it just looks like you're in an empty city.
It's so pointless.
He looks at your eyes, Shava, at this point, and they are red from all the light here.
I'm gonna... Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna start to get upset and say I need sunglasses to block the sunlight.
Oh, why didn't you say so? I should have been able to tell from your terrifying eyes. So dried and crusted over. Here. What's the style of the sunglasses that he gives you?
I guess round, like big oval ones. Not oval, big circle ones.
Okay. So, any particular tint to them?
We'll do a purplish.
Okay. So he gives these to you, and he's like, "For you, I'll drop price by half. We'll do it for 50. Shiny.
Let's see what is.
So
I want to see how much I have.
So
Bubbles does not have good persuasion, but I'm assuming that you might.
I do.
So you should ask him to lower it.
I'm gonna ask him to lower it by
another half.
Yes.
Roll it for me. How do you persuade him? What brings him over the edge to lower the price that low for you?
You wouldn't want me to be blinded, would you?
Dips the glasses down. You're like basically crying. You look like a Clear Eyes commercial. Yeah, sure. Here, 25 gold. It's fine. I will warn you, do not wear them at night or in normal lighting condition. So in darkness, it lowers your dark vision by 75%, but your dark vision now would be just reduced by half.
Okay.
Which you have 120 feet of dark vision, so that's not terrible.
Yeah, and considering we're probably, like, you could just take them off.
Yeah. So...
How many shiny is 25 gold?
How much shiny is 20? I'm sorry. I meant to say 25 shiny. Just take out 25 shiny. I apologize. 25 gold would have been like 2,500 gold, and I'm like, that's a little too much for a magic item that's probably more hurtful to you than, good. So good news. In conditions of light, bright light, you're no longer at disadvantage. All right, so you guys, what other nonsense was there in this town I have planned for you? As you guys, all right, you buy the sunglasses. What's next?
So we continue to try and make our way towards the end, but I don't know, like, is there any, like, unique buildings that we would see along the way?
Roll me, I'm gonna have you roll me investigation.
Okay.
Both are just bubbles.
One of you roll it.
All right.
Decide among yourselves.
I have a +0, so if you have anything better than a +0.
3, I think.
Okay, then yeah, you should do it.
Oops, I didn't mean to do it twice.
22. Okay. So, you're able to find your way around, and you find Bubbles. You walk forward, and your nose hits the city wall. And one of the guards who is standing like maybe 10, 20 feet away is like, hey, watch your nose. I'm gonna bump it. Can I help you, ladies?
We ask him where like outgoing caravans would meet, and specifically we wanted to find out information about the local animals and fauna.
Outside of town. You girls going scorpion hunting?
Possibly. We wanted to get some more information.
Well, all I know is outside of town, about maybe 50 miles walk, east out of this gate. It's mating season for the scorpions, so they're all gathered together right now. Do you bring any bows? Because that's usually the best way to kill them from afar. And not anywhere near. Oh, you're just gonna try to stab them with a sword up close, where they could get you with their pincers. or sting you through the heart with their stinger.
I say, well, we also were trying to find out, it seems like people do hunt them because you assumed. Is there like a place that we could go to get like supplies and maybe some knowledge about what they're used for?
A lot of people, the guard usually keeps a big vat of poison around. It's free to the hunters, but honestly, there's really no point in killing something with poison when, for when you ingest it later to get poisoned. Not the best solution there. There is a guy in town who does have a collection of scorpion tails. He runs a bar where he makes cocktails out of the poison. He says it builds up an immunity or something. He's just crazy, if you ask me. It's also a circus on the other side of town. Traveling one, the Dingling brothers.
Can I ask,
Alright.
these scorpions lay eggs?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, they do. 50 miles that way.
Yeah, where does the mating season end?
It's winter month right now, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's autumn. It was beginning of autumn month.
So probably like end of autumn month.
Yeah, it's exactly. End of autumn month, early winter month. Depends on when Chunksapani, the sand flea, comes out and if he sees a shadow or not. Which in this city, where there's very little shadows, usually means that there's at least 3 weeks less of winter month.
Well, wouldn't it be that if there was like light coming from everywhere, his shadow would actually be very visible?
Honestly, we don't know the vision quality of a sand flea.
we just base the weather around it.
We just sort of, figure out where his pupils are kind of looking at and say whether or not he saw a shadow or not. It's for the kids, really.
All right. So, Shava, it sounds like most of the scorpions are going to be fairly far away. So we'd either need to get some sort of transportation to get us out there and get us back, or we could go to that guy's bar and he may either A, have transportation and is already planning a hunt, or B, might be able to tell us where there's like another one to go and do it, or C, he may just be like, oh yeah, if you want to go out there, it's like a several day thing, and that's too much. But he may be willing to tell us some of the poison at least.
We should go to his bar.
All right, Connor, we go to the bar.
You go to his bar?
We asked the guard for directions so that way we don't get lost.
Yeah, he points you in a direction. 10 houses up, 3 houses to the left, can't miss it. There'll be a sign written in chrome. I'm
picturing this place as like the bar from Jack 2 with all of the metalheads in it. I don't know if either of you guys played Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, I have.
I'm picturing it like it's the bar with all of like the guy who like pays you to go and kill metalheads so he can put them in his bar. The big fat guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing. I don't know what it's actually going to be, but like, oh yeah, they put scorpions up on the thing. I'm like, oh.
So you go to as you're walking through the city, some guards are actually, as you right about when you're about to make the turn, the guards are chasing a child. Get that pickpocket! And it's this little halfling boy.
Oh, so he's even tinier than usual.
It's an even tinier boy. And he actually looks a little bit familiar. I'm just going to pull out his token. Because I don't have an art asset for him. He's running through the street. There's a guy like juggling swords with a kobold saying, "Come to the Dingling Circus, come!" And the halfling kid bumps into this guy juggling swords legs. And he stumbles and he gets stabbed by like 3 swords. Ah! And the kid keeps running and he bumps into you too. He's like, "What are you looking at?"
Who does he bump into, me or Shava?
Shava. He's like, "Wait, don't I know you from somewhere?"
Do I know him?
Back in Bridgend, there was some orphan kids that Uglug hung out with.
I'm gonna grab him and tell him I thought Uglug told you to stay out of trouble.
I did, and then my city got lit on fire, and now I'm a street urchin in another city. Life's rough. Can't keep all my promises.
Lit on fire, how so?
You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, when it was bombed.
We got firebombed.
Oh. Oops.
Remember? I've been displaced. What's it called? Dysphoria? Is that what it's called?
No, you're a refugee, Bubbles says.
Yeah, what she says. Anyway, hide me before the guards get me. Please.
I don't have anything. Do you have anything to hide him in?
I don't know,
So
behind your persons.
Child.
Hide me behind your persons or something.
I'm gonna use minor illusion. Like, try to hide him.
Okay.
That'll work.
All right. So it looks like a PNG file of him in a running pose, going a singular direction.
Oh, I thought it was she was just gonna create like a wall around him or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so that way they run past.
Okay, you make what looks like to be a mirror. And the guards pass you. Has anyone seen where the little pickpocket went?
You probably have a better deception than I do, so you should probably tell them.
What did he look like?
He's a little halfling kid. Buck teeth, little blue hat.
I haven't seen anyone pass us.
Roll me deception. You do have advantage.
So twice?
Due to 15's gonna work. He's like, all right, if you see him around, let us know. All right, guys, let's go. Must have dug a hole or something, and they make a turn where they think he went. As soon as they clear, they're like, "Thanks, lady. Didn't you have more clothes last time? Never mind. Well, it has been very nice catching up with you twos. Well, I must be going now.
I want to give him at least 200 shiny before and tell him to stay out of trouble.
I solemnly swear to stay out of trouble for the rest of my days. with this 200 shiny. He
Or at
takes the
least
money.
200 days.
He takes the money and runs. Whether or not he's going to make good choices is up to the gods at this point. So you guys head towards that bar. And I did have an image of a bar owner. So you head towards the bar. There's a orc bartender. Well, what can I do for you ladies? Wait. Little one, are you old enough to drink?
I say I'm 97.
He's short. Don't have them.
How tall is this guy?
He's like 6'7". He big. The giant mug in his hand actually looks pretty small compared to him. He's like cleaning out glasses.
I say no, yeah. I'd be like, look, we're here to find out information about hunting scorpions, not to talk about my height.
You should have came back here in summer month. That's when the scorpions are all out and ready to hunt. But I mean, I have one in my basement if you want to see it.
I say a live one?
Yeah, it's alive. I keep it alive. Pretty slow around here. You want to see it?
I would like to roll insight on this bartender inviting me to their basement. 21.
He's the kind of guy who asks if you want to see a dead body and does actually have a dead body to show you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I say, yeah, let's go take a look.
He follow me. Puts his clothes sign on. And takes you down the steps. And attached to some metal spikes, basically, these sort of carbon rod looking things. The scorpion's claws have been pierced through and have been wrapped with rope to keep them closed. The tail has been poked to keep it still and is actually hovering over a sort of a dripper so that it can extract the poison every couple of minutes and put it into a vial. This was not easy to hide. So, you looking to buy some poisons?
Bubbles turns to Shava and says, yeah, this is actually really illegal, isn't it?
It's not illegal if you don't get caught.
Precisely, and I think we can all be kosher about this, right?
I do like a quick look at Shava to see kind of what's going through her mind. Shava, what do you look like?
I'm confused on how you managed to get a giant scorpion into his basement.
Okay, so you look at Bubbles and you see chaos inside Bubbles' eyes. A usual thing for her, but it looks as if she's about to act on it. Do you encourage or discourage it?
I'm gonna nod.
All right. I would like to attempt to knock this guy out through combat, and I throw a punch. Non-lethally.
Non-lethally?
Yes, but I would like to fight him.
Okay, roll it.
So I guess I would do this. So this is a surprise round.
Yeah.
Do you just get one action in a surprise round before rolling initiative?
Yes.
So it'd just be like so I wouldn't be able to like flurry of blows. I would only be able to do just the basic attack, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Can I do something while he's doing something?
You have one action. You can use a help action to give.
Oh, sorry.
You can use help to give them advantage, or you can make your own attack.
I'm
guessing that we probably were not. We were probably standing next to each other, so we're probably not flanking him.
No.
So I think we should just both do our attacks.
I'm gonna cast sleep.
Oh, do that after I do my attacks, because then it has a higher chance of working. All right, so my non-lethal first attack does a 23 hit.
Does a 23 hit with your blade? Wow.
Yeah.
The thing that's poisonous?
Yes.
All right. Roll damage, because that definitely hits.
Total of 12 damage?
Total.
Unless he may actually...
Total of 9 damage.
I was going to say, is he resistant to poison? Because of all his poison testing?
He is.
I was going to say, you did definitely mention that before. I was like... All right, and then the second attack?
Yep. Go for it. That's
Does
a hit.
16 hit? Okay.
Yep.
And I should have actually done this on the previous one. I have him make a saving throw against Stunning Strike, which is a Constitution saving throw.
I mean, I wouldn't bother because the 11 damage. Yeah, he's down.
Okay.
So you just sort of like, I like to imagine you put the flat edge of sort of smack him in the face with the flat end of your sword, and then punch your sword so it digs further in his face to knock him the fuck out.
Yeah. So he's on the ground knocked out, and I say to Shava, well, you know, we can take the poison that's here, but I kind of feel bad about this scorpion. I think we should let it go.
I'm gonna tell her this is way better than my plan of releasing it to create havoc.
Bubble says, well, I mean, that is essentially the result of my plan.
I said we release it after we get everything.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we search this basement for supplies and valuables.
Other than like poisoner kit, there's really in like brewing stuff. It's stuff you already have.
Okay. And then scorpion venom that's already down here.
Yeah.
Can we cast charm? Can I cast charm before we release this thing? Because it might attack us.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
charm person will not work on the scorpion.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be like charm monster.
The bar, it serves food, right? And like, so they probably have like food and stuff. We were asked to get food.
Like there's his own personal pantry.
Oh, but so the bar just served liquor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we take some of that for the ship.
We should take his pantry. He can't really stop us.
That's true. I mean, I'm not sure it's going to be that appetizing.
Real quick. Both of you, while you're looting this place, because it's taken a little while to do so, roll me a perception check.
Natural 20 for a total of 27.
Just a minute.
By the way, just due to the contrast in here, it is pretty dark.
Nice.
Yeah. So real quick, let me roll for them. The GM roll is GMR and then you do, or GM roll and then you roll the D20.
Give me a second. It had it. You could also, I think it's something like W to like whisper it, and then you could whisper it to yourself. I think that also works.
So slash.
Yeah, it's GM roll is to do a GM roll or
Okay.
GR. But I'm not. That's what it says for like us if we wanted to send something for you to see that we didn't want everybody else to see. Or no, whisper. GM.
Can you see it? What I just rolled?
No.
All right, perfect. Okay. Shava. Excellent. So Shava. You are let me here while you're in this place, Bubbles, at first you feel like maybe someone else is here, but you're not sure. You chucked it up to the one patron that was in the place who was like drunk and asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're like looting through the place, just hear like little footsteps here and there. Very light footsteps.
Do I know the general area of where it's coming from?
And always behind you, always out of your peripheral vision.
I tell Shava that we're not alone.
I'm gonna.
And at that moment, Shava, it's a little too late. As let me reveal the boy you fighting. That's the wrong boy. Oops. Danny, this is gonna... I hate to be this motherfucker, but this might have to do with some reconstruction. I hate to be that asshole.
That's the boy? Sorry.
That's the boy. This is the boy.
This is one of those flat guys, right?
Yeah, this thing sort of like pops out of your own shadow, Shava. And begins to attack you at advantage. And that's a fucking crit.
Yay.
That's 30. Yeah, that's 32. Wait.
I'm assuming we were fully rested, right?
Yeah, you're fully rested. So you're all at full health.
Okay.
And you do have your reaction, Shava, if you want to use it now.
I use Uncanny Dodge.
Yeah, to half that.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
That was actually 33 damage. Total. Half of 33 is what you took, so that would be 16. So how are you looking, Shava, by the way, real quick?
I mean, minus 16.
Remember, you're not actually at your maximum on the sheet. So 45 minus 16 is 29. Is that right?
I think I'm a little beat up.
Yeah. So this guy pops out. And
Looking at him, is he like fleshy? Like, do I think like this is an animal that just happened to inhabit a shadow, or is it like a spirit?
it is wispy, definitely. It doesn't seem fleshy, but it seems like it has weight to it.
Okay, all right.
It is something made manifest.
Okay.
So, next up would be, I'm just gonna say it's you guys now.
Okay, I
actually have one more.
Okay, so
one more thing.
Oh, sorry.
I apologize. Real quick.
Sorry.
My good friend Tom. This one's going towards Bubbles. 24 Bubbles. Does that hit?
Yes. And was that with advantage?
Or no, that was just its normal roll. Like it rolled a 15 on the die.
Okay.
It did not have advantage. You take 10 damage, Bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
And roll me a con save.
14.
Oh, you are so lucky. The arrow is definitely dipped in some sort of poison. And it almost knocked you out. You have no idea where the arrow came from.
Even with my nat 20 perception?
Actually you do. Looking
Yay!
up at the rafters, you see two pale eyes look at you. And actually 4 pale eyes look at you. As there are some 2 figures up in the rafters. So it almost looks like like they're rabbit shaped up in the rafters. That's what you can kind of tell.
Okay. So Shava, you think you could take out the shadow demon?
I can try. Do I notice these rabbit figures?
I'll let you know that they're there. But I can go after them if you want. If you can take the shadow demon.
I'm gonna tell Bubbles that they're not something to be messed with.
No, do you know what they are?
And I'm gonna take out my glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see them very clearly right now. Shava, it is the rabbits.
I'm gonna tell Bubbles what I know about them.
The rabbits. Or within you basically all you need to say is they're other assassins, yeah. and Bubbles will be like, perfect targets.
Yeah, let me pull out what the rabbits look like. Oh boy.
Ew.
You heard rumors, Shava, that these guys used to be Drow who have gone through augmentation. Oop, that's not the way I want. One of these days I'll get it right. There we go. So there's a shadow demon on you, and then the 2 rabbits in the rafters. Your turn, guys.
Is the shadow demon made from magic, or like is it summoned or
Yeah.
something?
It is a summoned creature. You can hit it just like anything else, though.
Can I cast Dispel Magic on it?
Can you dispel magic summons?
I know you can with a certain spell. Whether or not Dispel Magic works, I think that I wouldn't know. I've never bothered to look it up.
I'm looking it up now. If a creature that is an ongoing spell effect, let me see, because it is one of their abilities. No. I'm going to say for these, just based on this ability, no. You wouldn't be able to dispel. Actually, I'm looking at the rules now.
It's fine if you for story's sake.
I'm gonna have you roll me that spell attack for me.
How do I do that?
It is on your character sheet. On above spells, there should be a number. It's the smaller of the numbers. For you, it would be, if I could fucking pull it up. Spells. It is a +6. So for you, it would be like rolling it's shocking grasp. It would just be like doing that. So yeah, that actually works. So you channel your magic, and as this thing's about to touch you again with its long gangly arms, you can find sort of a cord that one of the rabbits is currently like using on it, that's sort of feeding into its head, and you're able to just sort of wave your hand and cut it, severing its connection and sending this shadow demon back to which it came. Which leaves you now with the 2 rabbits.
So I think the thing that makes the most sense, because you've used your action. Do you have any bonus actions that you can do?
I'm not sure. How do I look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you. Well, I think you. Let's see.
Cutting action. You can take the hide action, so if they try to snipe you again, you know.
Yeah, and then you can
Who gets surprise attack?
Yeah. So I would do that. And then I think I know what I'm gonna do. So these guys are up in the rafters, right?
Yep. They're like 30 feet above you.
So considering we're in a basement, Bubbles can actually probably climb up there, right?
This is more in the bar area. So the light in here is kind of dim. You can climb up, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up to one. Are they both like kind of together, or are they on like 2 separate sides?
2 separate sides.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up to the one that is closest to the exit.
Okay.
And then I am going to hit him.
All right.
Does a 26 hit?
Does a 26 hit? Ha 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 ha. Yes.
Woo. 12 damage.
12 damage.
Have
That
him make a con save.
I will.
Yes.
15.
Ooh, hold up. Oh, he just makes it.
All right.
Lame. I attack again.
All right. That hits.
Have him make a save.
Okay, give me a gosh darn moment. So how much damage did you do this dude already?
16 this time.
First was 12. All right, and let me roll his con save. 17.
Okay.
He's actually rolling low.
Yeah.
His con saves.
He's just got a high one.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I am now going to Flurry of Blows him.
Okay.
So first strike. I'm assuming
That's
that
a
misses.
miss. That's a miss.
And that means that's a miss.
Yep.
All right. That ends my turn.
All right. And that's both of your turns. It is the rabbit's turn. The rabbit next to you, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And is going to give you a big stab.
That
And
misses.
miss. And stab again. That's a
do ties
hit.
Okay. Well, considering I'm going to use shield, so it misses.
Okay. So right as it's about to connect, you cause a magical field to
Wisps of shadow appear around me and protect me.
And as you do that, it has disappeared. He as soon as you put up the shield and it flashed to you, it just as soon as the shield blocks the hit, it's like he wasn't even there to begin with. And then the other one,
does it look like he teleported? Or that he was able to
roll
turn
me
invisible?
roll me
can
insight.
I still hear him there?
Roll me insight. Sweet. Roll me perception.
Okay. It's the same number, but net one. I have no idea.
Yeah. He's just gone. The other one who's on the other side has done some of a similar thing, but is right in front of you right now, Shava.
Shava hid.
I'm hiding.
Oh. It's on the ground where it last saw you. He's going to roll perception to see if he can find you. Roll me stealth, but with advantage. As long as you beat an 8.
I'm pretty sure that's Shava's minimum. So unless Shava rolls 2 nat ones, it's not gonna see her. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Shava, you're fine. He's looking for you on the ground right now.
Okay.
Whispering underneath its breath.
I
Where are you?
Ew. Ew, sorry.
So you should jump out and stab him, so that way, because you'll get advantage on your attack because you're in stealth, and then when I jump down, I'll have advantage.
The other one's still there, so oof. Is it possible to cast Fairy Fire and stab him?
Oh, that's a good point. You have Fairy Fire. I didn't think about that. I'm not sure he's invisible, though. I think he teleported into like a hiding space.
But if he's still around us, that should make him glow or something.
Fairy Fire. Let me check the rules for Fairy Fire real quick.
Yeah, you can't cast it like directly on us.
Yeah, if you did it directly on you, it would make everything in that area.
How far am I away from Bubbles? Oh wait, never mind. Wait, are you gonna hide Bubbles?
How big is the bar?
This place is like 30 feet wide, like 70 feet long. And then high, it's like 20, 30 feet up. It's got a high ceiling.
Yeah, so you could like cast it where he was and like have it not hit me. But you wouldn't be able to get the guy who's right in front of you in it as well. And I'm thinking that the guy has left. I don't think he's in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you should just stab the one guy who's looking for you, and then we can double up on him and try and take him down.
I am going to stab him with a rapier and cast Booming Blade. I don't know if that is conjoined or.
It's a part of the same action, so.
Okay.
And you can disengage and dash with the rest of your move if you prefer, or you can take the dodge action. It's up to you.
I am gonna dash to a different location.
Okay, so make that attack, Shava.
I was gonna say you should actually take dodge because they're trying to hit you, and that'll make it hard for them to hit you, and it looks like they can teleport to catch up to you, and then I'll have the flanking bonus.
Well, do I stay invisible?
With dodge, you're not gonna stay invisible after the attack because you jumped up and stabbed somebody. However, with the dodge action, he will have disadvantage to attack you.
Okay.
And if he tries to move away, then he will take a D8 of thunder damage. And actually, that would be 2d8 thunder damage now.
How do I roll this?
Just roll an attack roll real quick with your new fancy sword that I gave you. What was it called?
Silent Blade.
The Silent Blade. It looks like a tuning fork, I believe. What did that one? Yeah, it looks like a tuning fork. I actually messed up Show's weapon with yours. 21 hits.
Is he supposed to have this one?
Yeah. No. You were always meant to have the Silent Blade.
Oh.
All right. 21 hits, roll damage, and roll sneak attack for me.
Nice. You rolled a 5, 2 6s, and a 4.
So altogether, that is 32. You come out and just get this guy right through the kidneys. And his head, you can hear his neck just sort of as it twists to look at you, stabbing at him. You're next. And I believe that is your turn. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's my turn now. I haven't.
It's your turn.
Oh,
okay.
I was gonna dodge. Yeah.
Yeah. You use your dodge action. All right. So when he go attack, real quick, I'm trying to remember what's the bonus effect of the Silent Blade. Oh, it lets you cast silently, so he won't be able to spot you. All right. Who's ever next?
So Bubbles jumps down from the rafters and glides over to this rabbit.
Yep.
Do I take an attack of opportunity, or did he actually teleport?
He actually teleported.
Okay, good. That was the risk. So I run up behind him to flank now that his head is facing the wrong direction. And I stab him. Or I guess
All right.
technically I slash at him.
Roll me your attacks.
So first one,
Hit.
that is 11 damage. Hey, Connar.
Yeah.
Have him make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. 23.
Okay, I attack again.
Roll it.
Yep. 17 hit.
Yes.
Uh,
Are you
13
at a
damage.
key?
I am indeed.
Well, that puts you in a sticky wicket. It's their turn.
Whoa! I haven't finished my turn.
Oh, you haven't? What a magical ability are you using?
What? Did he make a save?
Oh, I thought you said you were out.
No. Oh, I thought you said, do I use key? And I said yes.
No, I said, are you out of key?
Oh, no. I had 3 more. And so
Okay,
I've used one now to make a save, and so now I have 2 more.
26.
Okay. Now I am going to unarmed strike him.
All right. Roll it.
22 hits. All right, have him make a save.
Let me add the damage real quick. Last attack was 13 damage, so that's... How much damage is that punch? 8. All right, let's roll that save for him. 21.
Okay. I still have 1 key point left, but that ends my turn.
All right. Next up, it is the one. So, first up, the one that disappeared before appears right behind Bubbles, flanking you, technically. So he has advantage on both of these attacks. 14.
The first one hits.
All right, 17. 23. And
the first one was a save. Okay, so yeah, so just the second one hits then.
Just the second one?
Yeah.
All right, that is 24 damage. And he is going to put down it almost looks like a black hole. And it's this orb of darkness that takes up like a 5-foot cube. And its tendrils sort of reach the end of what would be a 5-foot cube. It sort of lashes around. You're inside of this cube area, but it hasn't affected you yet because none of the tentacles are touching you. You kind of dodge out of the way of them right now. Oh, wait. Wait, is that how it works?
Is there some sort of secondary effect, or is it just magical darkness?
It is a cube effect would it do the damage now, or would it do it if you stayed in the area?
The Drow makes 2 attacks with Shadow with either attack 6, and the target is within 10 feet of a 5-foot cube of darkness created by the Shadow Sword in a previous turn. So yeah, no, it would have to be that it'd have to try and hit me again.
Okay. So he puts this off to the side so that you guys are, within this. And then the one in between you and Bubbles tries to make a shot towards Shava. 20. Does 20 hit?
Probably. Let me check. Yes.
That's 19 damage. You can use reaction to have it, but this is just... Oh, you know what? I'm going to have the other sword go toward Bubbles, because Bubbles has smacked the shit out of it. Does 25 hit Bubbles?
It does.
So that's 18 the Bubbles. And then the one in between you teleports away.
Okay.
Like, after it's done stabbing you, it just disappears and hides somewhere. You can try to roll perception to find it.
I will do that.
You'd have to beat a 19. I'm sorry. If you can see his stupid little rabbit ears behind the table.
Okay, so is it my turn?
On the other side of the room. Yeah.
I am going to...
So we did a ton of damage to the one that's behind the table.
Yeah.
How's it looking?
The one that I'm currently fighting, we haven't done a ton.
He's looking rough. However, there is the Bubbles. You are next to one of the rabbits right now. So one of the rabbits is right next to Bubbles. Shava, you're free to move.
Well, funny enough, he's given me magical darkness. And I'm assuming these guys can see through magical darkness. Bubbles cannot see through magical darkness. But that's okay because Bubbles can... Actually, how would that work? Because... So it's a 5-foot cube of magical darkness. So I think what we should do, Shava, is gang up on the one that we've damaged and take him hostage. So knock him out and take him hostage. So I think I'm going to use my last key point to disengage as a bonus action. Because I was originally going to say I'd be able to teleport, but I can't actually teleport because I can't see anything. So I have to use my last key point to disengage, and then let's just wail on this last guy in order to try and
so should I
take him down,
sleep
but don't
on him or...
No. We should stab him, but do it non-lethally, so that way he gets knocked out instead.
Sorry, the guy who moved has booming blade on him.
Oh, that's right. He has to take booming blade damage.
Roll me 2d8.
How do I do this?
/R 2d8.
Oh no, my computer thing is not popping up. Okay, there we go. 2d.
All right, 13. Chipping away at these guys.
So yeah, I'm gonna run up first, and so that way you can then run up and get flanking because you'll do more burst damage than I will.
Okay.
So I run up and I'm gonna do my my 2 attacks.
Roll
And I
it.
use my last key point to disengage because
Okay.
I am not doing well. Well, that's a nat 1, so that misses.
Roll one more roll your second attack, and I'll describe what happens.
27.
27 does hit.
So what is that? 13 damage?
And that is damage. All right, and so you hit him the first time, and then when you try to get him again, he uses his sword to block, and he's currently sort of like twirled it around so much that he's sort of made it fly from your hand, and it's fallen like 5 feet behind you.
Okay.
As it's forced back into its normal sword position instead of the whip position.
Well, luckily, I still threaten with my fists.
Yep. Shava, you're up.
Okay. So we're trying to get this guy.
Yeah, I'd run up, stab him, hope he goes down. Remember, technically non-lethally, so we can use him as a hostage. Bubbles looks like she's not doing too good. So
Okay.
taking the one guy down, so it's a one-on-one fight with you and the other guy is at least more important.
Okay. I'm gonna run. So am I gonna attack this guy?
Yeah, attack him, stab him.
Okay, I'm gonna go stab him then.
I would do the booming blade again because that does work.
Okay. So will that be shocking grass?
Yeah. No. Just roll your silent blade.
Oops, sorry. Okay.
Let me see if that actually hits. The rabbit. That misses. So you go in to dive at him, and he like teleports in place so that the sword just goes right through.
So does teleporting count as him moving?
I'm just saying this is flavor. He's not actually doing the action. They do teleport, and it does count as his bonus action or his move action. Next up, it's their turn. The one next to you, Shava, the one that dodged your attack, he's going to try to get you. 27, 13. I'm assuming
Can
27.
I use...
Yeah.
So how much?
That would be 21. That's reduced to 10.
Okay.
And the one that was on the other side of the room, Bubbles, that you tried to avoid, he comes up to you and tries to get you.
Mm-hmm.
17.
It's a 23. So both those hit. Bubbles is down.
Wait, no. He doesn't have advantage.
What? Is he shooting at me?
No, he's just coming up and stabbing you. He's not flanking.
But I'm right next to the other guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, you don't have to. Bubbles is down. Yeah, their minimum damage would have taken Bubbles down.
So this guy comes up and stabs Bubbles. Bubbles, on your next turn, start making death saves.
Yeah.
So rabbit number 1, or they start chittering. Where's the girl?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shava, if you don't want to end up like her, tell us where the girl is.
Can I cast invisibility on Bubbles?
You would
The
have
short
to.
answer is yes, but
You'd have to
considering I
touch
know
her.
I'm not going anywhere.
That would actually probably do her more harm than good.
No, it'd be the same because they already have an advantage on me because I'm down.
One of them is pointing a dagger right at Bubbles.
Well, no. So I've got an idea. Blanket comes out, and it is going to pantomime that it is willing to show them where their target is. I don't know if they'll be able to understand it, but like the octopus is like it puts up one of its things and like it points to Bubbles and it points that it says it'll show them.
The octopus says that it knows where the girl is.
So do they pick up the octopus and leave?
No. Bring Shava along.
I refuse. I would rather die.
Suit yourself.
Can I lob a sticky bomb?
Go ahead. You can lob a sticky bomb
At
at
the
them.
weakest one.
That hits. And you're making it detonate.
Is Bubbles in the vicinity?
Bubbles is with the vicinity, unfortunately.
Can I threaten them? I'll kill us all. I don't know.
You wanna pull that? Okay, so the sticky bomb is on him. You don't have to detonate it, but it is on the weaker of the rabbits. And get it off my brother.
Leave then.
Get it off of him first, and then we will leave.
I say I'm willing to die. Are you?
We are so willing to die as well.
I only have one thing to live for. I'm not giving it up.
Blanket yells at Octopus, "Oh my gosh, why are you guys so willing to die? Just leave."
Bubbles, roll me them death saves real quick.
Yeah. So we got I just have to type it in. There's not like a button for it.
No, I think there is a button. Yeah, no, just click on death save.
All right, so the first one's a fail.
Yep.
Am I doing all of them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can Blanket use the help action to give me advantage?
I'll allow it. This once.
All right, so 17, so that's a pass. It doesn't ask me to do anything with advantage, so we'll just say that the next two. All right.
2 fails, 2 successes.
Well, no, because the next two were with the advantage.
Yeah. Okay, so that.
And then, so now I got
1 success.
All right, so that's 2 fails.
2 successes.
All right, Bubbles is stable. That was very close.
Bubbles is stable. So the octopus is slapping Bubbles.
It's more of just like using its body warmth.
Yeah, the
That's
bubble.
how I picture it, like holding bubbles together.
You know how like blue ring octopuses can like form like any shape?
Mm-hmm. It just is like covering up wounds.
Yeah, it is pretending to be bandages right now, just wrapping around you. One of the rabbits like picks up Bubbles' unconscious body. Remove the bomb, and we will give you the girl.
I'm gonna lob another bomb on him.
Make Bubbles roll more death saves.
Wait, it's not active.
Throw the bomb. Real quick.
Okay.
On the same week, brother. Yeah, that hits him. They're they're about ready to stab Bubbles again. What do you do? Your choice is to either detonate the bomb or do not detonate.
The perfect solution. Can I see in the other room to the bar?
You are in sort of the bar area. So you are looting the liquor.
I'm going to
I have an idea of something else that blanket can do that might actually help, which is kind of lame, but it actually might help.
What's that?
So blanket reaches into Bubbles' bag and is going to try and stealthily remove the laughing poison and put it into the mouth of the person holding Bubbles. I don't have any of the stats on the laughing poison, so I have no idea what it does. I just know that it makes people laugh to the point of them being able to be uncontrollable, but I don't have any like stats for it.
I will roll the con save if your good boy can actually be able to
pull off the stealth.
Yeah, it'd be more of a sleight of hand.
Okay, so
or
in that case, yeah. Do I get advantage because they're distracted because of the high stress situation?
You know what? I said I would reward inspiration during this campaign, and I've completely forgotten about it. Count this as your inspiration point. You just used it.
Okay, yeah, it's like specifically. So the only one so far that has gotten inspiration has been the familiar protecting its master. All right. Oh well, it got a nat 20. So
I'm gonna roll. So the entire thing goes down this guy's throat, and he's gonna roll with disadvantage.
Like I said, I have no idea actually what it does.
Just or what shy the save on. Of the DC I came up with for this.
Nice.
And one of the rabbits, the one that's not covered in bombs, holding a knife to Bubbles, goes.
All right.
Brother,
blanket.
And he drops Bubbles.
Okay, when he drops Bubbles, I want to use a switcheroo shot and teleport him to the farthest location and detonate the bomb.
Okay, so roll the switcheroo shot. That hits. Roll damage. It still does.
For the bomb?
This is just the normal hit for the switcheroo shot. Okay. And now roll damage for the bomb. So that is a total of
and remember there were 2 bombs.
Yeah, that's 8d6. Roll the damages for those. So while one is laughing, you switch places with him and just cut to outside as glass is blown forth into the street, as well as chunks of rabbit meat. As you kill one of the rabbits, which is no easy feat.
So now I'm assuming in order to kind of get back into initiative, there's now one rabbit that is laughing.
One rabbit who is laughing, he's going to roll another Constitution save, just to see if he can stop.
Is this one of those that they roll the save at the end of their turn?
You are still unconscious for another 10 minutes, so...
Yeah, no, I know Bubbles is down.
Yeah. Unless Bubbles is healed, you're not getting back up.
Do you have a healing kit?
No, I don't even actually have any healing potions, because otherwise my octopus could have shoved him down. But that's okay because, well, first off, let's see if he stopped laughing or not. That's the first thing.
Yeah. He made the DC.
Okay.
So he starts, looks over towards his dead brethren, and kill you. I'll kill you.
I'm gonna take out another bomb as he says this.
All right.
So now it's Shava's turn?
Him with it.
It
I'm
is
just gonna
Shava's. It is Shava's turn again.
So Blanket can use the help action. It doesn't actually count as flanking. So Blanket is using the help action on Shava to give Shava advantage.
Okay. So the octopus flings off of Bubbles, wraps onto the rabbit, and sort of
I like to imagine that it's probably just chucking things at the rabbit, so that way it doesn't actually need to really leave Bubbles aside.
Yeah, it's like throwing it picks up a thing of bar lemons and starts chucking them.
Yeah.
All right, Shava, roll me the attack with advantage.
I'm not attacking. I'm threatening.
Oh, you're threatening?
Should I attack? What do you think, Bubbles?
He's about ready to attack you.
So yeah, here's the thing:
I'm gonna attack.
Diplomacy is out of the window. The guy's gonna go berserk. He's gonna go at you, but we actually have the advantage now because I can give you advantage with Blanket, and you can keep taking the dodge action as your bonus action, so he has disadvantage on you.
Okay. So that's advantage.
Yeah. That's... Wait, did you just roll?
Oh, you should. Are you throwing another sticky bomb at him, or are you going to just stab him?
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna use booming blade.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. All right.
So roll with the weapon attack. Yeah. Oh, it's a time anyway.
Hit it.
So, dude, you said twice?
Just once.
Okay.
Yeah. You already rolled.
Just add sneak attack damage. And then roll the weapon damage. Okay, perfect.
Connar, how angry does this guy look? Has he kind of forgotten about Bubbles and has gone into a blind rage, or does he still look like he's upset but he's focused?
He is upset. He's a bit of a blind rage. You did kill his brother.
Because Shava, you have two options. One, you could take the disengage action and move back 5 feet. so that way he then moves, triggering Booming Blade out of anger.
I'm gonna do that.
Or you can take the dodge action. And I actually still think that's what you should do, because there's no guarantee that he won't throw something at you, and there's also no guarantee that he may not try and then just like, well, I mean, Bubbles is essentially dead, so he doesn't really offer any benefit.
Well, I could use Cunning Dodge if he tries to throw something at me.
Yeah, well, so I would take the dodge action, because then he has disadvantage. Hits you, then you can still use your cunning dodge. The good news is rogues are really good in a one-on-one fight if they can get advantage, which I can give you. So
okay, I will dodge.
Yeah, and then don't forget to roll your sneak attack damage. Oh no, you did. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Yeah, Rabbit coming up to stab. 19. Does that hit?
I think so. Yeah.
What's your AC?
18.
17.
Your AC is only 17.
So he hit twice. 16. Actually, no, that's total. Let me roll the damage twice here. So one is 18, the other is 20. Which one do you have?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you stab him, and he just lets the blade sink into him all the way, like it hasn't even phased him. And he sticks his both of his daggers, both of his swords into your sides, and you fall unconscious. And Shava, roll me death saving throws real quick.
How do I do that?
It is on your sheet.
How many?
Until you succeed at least 3 of them.
What does that one say? Because
that was a fail. That's 6. So as long as the 2 fail.
Oh no.
Oh no. Shava. He then quickly takes out the blades from your sides and slits your throat. You fall down dead.
It's okay. We can get a cleric.
You have a cleric. Don't worry.
Revivify is a thing. Blanket is going to do like a last ditch, like leave Bubbles here, and I'll bring you to the child. Through pantomime as best as it can, that it's willing to lead him back. I don't know if he'll be able to interpret it or not.
He can. He looks at the octopus.
He would know that if Bubbles actually dies, then the octopus will actually go away. So, because it's a familiar, so.
The octopus sort of pantomimes this out, and he nods. Shava, however, he sort of he's a fucked up serial killer, so they leave Bubbles. He leaves Bubbles there. Shava, he takes his brother's daggers and just sort of like crucifies you to the wall. And then he sort of hog ties Bubbles.
That's not an issue for Bubbles.
And just sort of like puts you over his back, and puts the octopus on his shoulder as the octopus points the rabbit to where Aster is. It's evening at this point, and the usual bright city sunset can be, a little bit dim, but it actually gets dark very quickly as an airship comes over the horizon. And deploying from it, one airship becomes two. This is a very familiar sight. As the street begins filling up with bandits of all different creeds, the city is under siege. Welcome to Raid Night Part 2. The rabbit then takes Bubbles, sort of finds a dumpster, drops Bubbles in it, and has the octopus pantomime the rest of the directions.
So so what he brings out? What does he do in order for Blanket to like give him the directions? Is he going to take Blanket with him and just have like him like point the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, the city starts. Glass shatters. Vendors are not being knocked over. The local circus tent is, being filled with a whole bunch of bandits. And city on fire. And that's where we're just gonna end off for tonight.
Yeah, so just so you're aware, Blanket isn't going to put Bubbles at risk. So it's not that he's going to lie about not bringing him there, but Blanket will also like want to draw out that time as long as possible and will not take a direct route. So more than likely is just trying to wait out until it thinks Bubbles will have woken up, and then it will probably actually like just start refusing once it gets kind of close to the ship to go any further. And then he'll either need to go back and find that Bubbles is gone, or does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he's willing to lead him to the ship, but if Bubbles wakes up before then he'll refuse and probably actually just cease to exist.
Real quick, I'm just rolling a few things, don't mind me. Just to really just hide some things here. Don't worry. Okay.
Here, I got it for you. Don't worry about it. I've got the perfect
make a
solution.
new character.
We'll see.
Here, Connor, I got something for you.
Because do you remember Posie? Nifty's got that one free res.
Yeah.
I didn't expect us to use it that soon.
Are you happy, Connor? I fixed your problem.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't tell anyone.
Okay.
This is a secret to everyone. Oh, this is so good. This is so good.
Should I show it? Because I know what it is, but I guess I should show it because I don't normally have this part recorded. Yes? No? I'm gonna go with yes. If you're gonna hold off on this.
Yeah, hold off on this. Maybe send if you made any art for this session, send it to me in the DMs.
No, I'm talking about the thing that Tom rolled.
This I'm looking at it and it's definitely show it.
No one
Have
knows.
it scroll over the
Look, it's just the B movie script.
Hey God, I'm clicking the button right, and it's lagging for some reason. Oh, there we go. So here, I don't normally show this, everyone. Nice little behind the scenes. We're actually showing the entirety of Roll20, everyone. And
ridiculous.
Here it is.
It's the B movie scripts. I've always had it prepared for just this case.
So hey, I'm Boosh / Connar / Crucifier of Drows. Find me.
That's
Boosh, I could join artists. You can find me on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube, which this will most likely be uploaded to. We have Twitch going on. I might run another game of Which is Dead soonish. We'll see. And then Posie, you're gonna get your own one-on-one session.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Alive or dead?
You could play as Aster.
I was thinking about that, honestly.
Oh, that's such an interesting concept.
It's really good.
I guess we'll see, because we have a cleric with Revivify and a free revive, so...
Yeah, but theoretically, just temporarily, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
For the meantime, Posie, you can play as Aster.
Okay. Is she like already made and stuff? I don't know.
She is
kind of.
Yeah, she's a NPC stat block.
What CR were these guys, Connar?
What CR? Oh, these were ridiculous. They're CR 11.
Okay, that makes sense.
Honestly, I'm surprised we killed one. So
I'm surprised you managed to kill one. I actually thought you were going to be able to get away with getting both of them.
Honestly, if we didn't,
I wanted to do switcheroo, but I don't know.
Yeah, and there were a couple times where they were getting really lucky with their Constitution saves. I know they had a very high Constitution save, but even with that, it's just the luck. Like if I had gotten off one of the stunning strikes, Bubbles would have stayed up, and then so it was good. But there was like definitely a point where I was like, oh, we probably should run away. And then I kind of realized we're not in a position to do that because we waited so long.
Yeah. And now, plugs. Do you guys have plugs?
No.
Hey, I'm Tom. I own several plugs. One of them is actually not attached to anything because it's my backup plug. It's got one of those sensors though, so like if you can put it in like a kitchen and it stops the water from causing electrical shorts, but it's in my closet until I need it. I bought it because I thought one of my plugs had broken in the kitchen once, and then it wasn't. So I just have an extra one now.
Amazing.
Okay. And then and then Shava's been plugged to a wall with knives. Anyway, terrible jokes. Anyway,
I can't wait for the Astra Revenge arc.
It's so good. All right, that was a lot of fun. I like these small sessions. I did one with Piff the other day.
Piff?
And that Athena. That's the nickname Nifty came up with, and now I'm stuck using it.
Okay.
Because it's just a lot of fun to say, I'll be real.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. That's fun. It was a fun time. Fun
Yeah.
I'm
times.
getting murdered. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, not really. It's been a while since I've killed a player. This is my first 5e kill. Honestly,
Yeah.
I haven't killed a player in 5e yet. Pathfinder was just so easy. Well, not really. I only killed like two players in Pathfinder.
I think they both died on the same turn too.
No, wait, no, that's three. That's three. Yes. 2 players died in the same term in Pathfinder. And then in D&D 5th, and then in the first campaign I ran, they kept resurrecting their cavalier who just kept
A story for
kept
another
dying.
time.
Story for
Like-
another time.
A side note, I think Bubbles should go loot my body.
That's if she
Yeah,
can.
I mean-
Shava would
Bandits-
want it.
Bandits are about, and if they find
Yeah, no,
me into this wall,
So here's the thing is Bubbles has like a very strong like oh, you know, like allies are like allies, you take care of them. You know, like Bubbles has no problem leaving a body behind if it means increasing the chance of living. But if it's just your body's there, Bubbles will take your entire body in order to at least bury it if she can't revive it. So, but you know, you just you kick the door in at the local temple. You find a high level cleric. You poison him and you tell him that you'll only give him the antidote if you revive his dead friend. You know, the usuals.
How long do you have to revivify Shava?
1
So
minute.
if it's the lower level stuff, not very. I think it's like an hour or something. But for like the higher level stuff. But the problem is like the spells like require gems that you have to use, and so it costs money. And so if the cleric just doesn't have them, then they won't
I
do it.
do have like a spell saving vial. I don't know.
Yeah. Basically, it's more of the problem of finding somebody who's able to, and then having the funds to be able to afford it.
Oh,
Maybe-
yeah, you are draining bank if you bring back Shava. Anyway.
Yeah.
We can discuss this further.
Yeah, I think it's
Soon.
time to stop.
Yeah. Well, now we've done our plugs. This is actually mostly just hypothetical.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, bye everybody.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.